Nicole Heim, and welcome to a video where we're going to be looking at Excel. In finance and accounting, we use Excel constantly, so it's important to understand the basics. In this video, we're going to look at formulas in Excel, how to copy and paste them, and how to find them when we don't know exactly what we're looking for, shortcuts for addition, formatting numbers in Excel, and some common mistakes people do. Let's take a look at an Excel spreadsheet. Let's say we wanted to add together the number of men and number of women in each row. We can do it in two ways. We can either do it manually by typing in the number, or we can do it by adding together cells. And in this video, we're going to look at doing operations with cells. To create a formula, the first thing we do is we put an equal sign to tell Excel to treat it as a formula and solve it when we click enter. Then to put the cell, we can either click on the cell or type it into the formula. So I highlighted the cell, now I'm doing plus, and I'm going to type cell B2. Then I click enter to get the answer. When we click on the cell, we can see the formula up here in the formula bar, or if we double click on the cell, we can see it inside the cell. The reason why it's so beneficial to do operations with cells is because if we change a number in one of the cells, it'll change the solution automatically. So I'm going to change the number in cell A2 and pay close attention to what happens to cell C2. The number in cell C2 changed from 18 to 15 because I changed the number in cell A2 from 8 to 5. Now I'm going to copy and paste this down the row. So I'm doing Control C, highlighting a range of cells, which is a group of cells highlighted together, and I'm doing Control V to paste it. We can see the formula changes because the numbers are all different. And this is because Excel uses relative formulas. This means our formula is telling Excel to add together the number in the cell that's 2 cells to the left with the number that's 1 cell to the left. So when we copy and paste this formula down the row, it copies and pastes that formula. So I'm going to double click on cell C7, and we're going to see in this formula, it adds together the number in cell A7 to this number in cell B7. But what if we didn't want the cells to change? What if we wanted to keep the cell consistent? Let's take a look at another Excel spreadsheet. In this spreadsheet, we have funds in Canadian dollars, and we want to multiply them by the exchange rate to find their values in US dollars. Let's first set up our formula. We want to do equals. We highlight the cell in B2. We multiply it. To multiply in Excel, we put a star by A2. We click enter and we get 13. But we can't just copy and paste this down the row because A2 is going to change. We need to lock this into place. And to do that, we put a dollar sign in front of the A to tell Excel not to change the column, and we put a dollar sign in front of the 2 to tell Excel not to change the row. A shortcut is we can highlight the cell and click F4. Then we do Control C, we highlight a range of cells and Control V to paste it. I'm going to double click on cell C7, and here we can see that A2 has not changed. In this cell, we're multiplying B7 times A2. Let's now take a look at this spreadsheet where we're going to be looking at operations with exponents. Let's say we want to do 3 to the power 2. The first thing we do is we click the equal sign, then we click on the cell which has the base of our exponent, or we can type the cell into the formula. So I'm going to click on A2. Then we put a caret, which on a standard keyboard is Shift 6, and then we click on the cell which has the exponent. Once again, we can click on the cell or we can type the cell into the formula. We click enter, which gives us 9, and 9 is 3 to the power of 2. We've looked at putting together formulas, but now let's take a look at some shortcuts Excel has to add together a group of numbers. The first one I'm going to show you is the sum formula. We can do equals, sum, open bracket, and then we highlight the range of cells we want in the formula. A range of cells is a group of cells highlighted together, close bracket, enter, and it gives us a sum of the numbers. I'm going to delete it and show you another formula. The other shortcut Excel has is the auto sum function, which is at the top over here. I'm going to click on it, and Excel highlights the range of cells that they think should be in the formula. Excel is usually pretty smart, usually gets the range correct, but it's important to double check that the range Excel has highlighted is the correct range. And if it's not, it's important to fix it, or else you'll get the wrong answer. You click enter, and then we get the sum of all the numbers. Let's now take a look at this spreadsheet where we're going to look for a formula when we don't know exactly what that formula is. So what we do when we want to try to find a formula is we click on the f of x button next to the formula bar. It brings us this box over here. I'm going to delete this part where it says type a brief description. And let's say we want to find average, to find the average amount of money in each fund. So we're going to type in average. We click enter, and Excel is going to give us a number of different functions which are related to what we've typed when we searched for the function. I'm going to double click on average, and it's going to open up this box over here. What we can do to calculate the average is we can put each number in individually, we can put each cell individually, or we can highlight a range, and Excel will calculate the average. So in this case, I'm going to highlight a range of numbers. So I'm going to click on B2 and highlight the range downwards. And over here at the bottom, where it says 55, this is the answer. So no matter what function you use, at the bottom over here where it says equals, this is going to be the answer. Let's say we hadn't highlighted the range, and we had entered each cell individually, or each number individually. By clicking on these white boxes, it adds more boxes beneath them, and we can find them by scrolling downwards on the right. When I click OK, it gives us the average in the cell that we were working in. Now that we've looked at putting together formulas, let's look at formatting the numbers. To format numbers, we can look over here on the home bar, and we can click on any of these symbols. Let's say we wanted to convert this number to a dollar. We would click on the dollar sign over here, and it would add a dollar sign at the front and commas within the number. Let's say we wanted to decrease the number of decimals. We would click on this symbol over here. Each time we click it, it removes 1 decimal point. And to increase the number of decimals, we click on the symbol right next to it, to the left of it, which has an arrow pointing leftwards. And this increases the number of decimals. But let's say we wanted to add commas in the number without adding a dollar sign. We would click on the comma symbol over here. And if we wanted to convert a number to a percentage, we would click the percentage sign. To convert this number back to a decimal, we would click on the downwards arrow here and click on number, which converts the percentage to a decimal. Before we end off this video, let's take a look at some common mistakes people make. First, people put the wrong range of cells in formulas, so it's important to double check all the ranges of cells. Next, people put the brackets in the wrong spots. And finally, some people forget to put equal signs in front of the first numbers, so Excel doesn't solve those formulas. I hope this video has been helpful and you've learned the basics of Excel. You'll be using a lot of it in accounting and finance.